It's the Riot Podcast for Tuesday, November 21st. Thanks for joining us. In today's show, we tried to give you some Thanksgiving strategy to avoid a couple things that may potentially ruin your Thanksgiving if you don't prepare accordingly.
We also talked about a new dating method that Hudson and I argue you're going to do naturally anyway.
Yeah, we're not sold that it's as negative as it's being portrayed. And finally, we talk about a Lakers fan who injured himself in a very embarrassing way. And Isaiah doesn't know if he believes it. Thinks he might be putting on an act. Enjoy the show. We'll catch you next time. That's it.
We'll see you guys.
That's the intro.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Last night, tough look at the Lakers game. It wasn't the Lakers that were the problem. At halftime, they did the classic make a shot from half court, win a bunch of money deal. It was put on by MGM. We had a guy named Anthony who had the chance at $55K. He goes to shoot the shot, and he missed it. But more importantly, he also clearly injured himself while taking the half-court shot. It's not. Well, why am I laughing? It's not funny.
Maniacal.
He shoots a shot from half court, and then he stumbles in pain all the way down almost to the baseline, where people are saying it looks like he tore his Achilles or something like that. Like, he definitely got a foot injury. The announcer comes over. The court announcer comes over, has to help him up. They offered him, I guess you get a chance to shoot from the 3-point line if you miss the half court shot, but he was too injured to do it.
You know what the funniest part is, too?
What's that?
Is when he walks up and they hand him the ball, they ask, "Are you ready?" And you know what he said? "This is what I do. This is what I do."
Yeah, that confidence.
And then he twisted his ankle real bad.
Yeah.
Airballed real rough.
The best comment I see here is he missed a shot, and now he's going to owe the hospital $32,000.
Oh, no.
Horrible investment.
But you got to ask yourself, though, if you shoot it, right? You have $55K on the line.
Or shot.
If you shot. And you threw me off. I don't even know what I was going to say now. Go on. Nice.
Well, you got to put all your effort into it.
Okay, I got it now.
Yeah.
If you shot,
I knew where you were going.
If you shoot it from the half court line,
yeah,
and you miss, you have to fake an injury.
That's smart.
He airballed so badly that it would be embarrassing to walk home to your wife, and she's gonna say, "Did you had a chance at $55K?" I wouldn't have had to work for the whole year. Think about the money we would have been able to save, the house we could have bought. And you're telling me you couldn't even hit the rim? You couldn't even hit the backboard? You claim to be this is what I do, man. Support this family. You can't even get close.
Well, you got to fake an injury, but he was very committed to the bit because he couldn't even shoot the 3-point shot for less money.
Wonder how much the 3-point shot was worth.
I mean, it can't be that much, right?
Like $100.
Some people could make a 3-point shot in their sleep, even if that they would never make it in the NBA if they're good at shooting. That doesn't help you at half court usually. What's the most embarrassing way you ever injured yourself?
I once was running out of Domino's.
Yeah.
Pizza in hand. And you know, like in the parking lots, how they have like those little stoppers where it stops your car.
Thank
those
goodness for those.
Stoppers.
Yeah. How many countless lives those have saved.
Exactly. That I tripped over.
Skinned your knees or
fell down my face. Yeah. But I saved the pizza. I kept the pizza up, which was a mistake, honestly. I should have thrown the pizza. It was like $6. It was a Domino's pizza. And I rashed up my chest, cut the knees.
Road rash.
I would have paid $6 to not have to go through the next 3 days of hurt.
Well, you can replace the skin on your knees. You can't replace a pizza.
Nobody does it better. The Riot Radio U.
Hey, talking of Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving is going to be a little different this year for a lot of people. Oh, yeah. This Thanksgiving is going to be a little different for a lot of people. Think about this, Isaiah. What's your favorite part of Thanksgiving?
Probably my midday nap.
The nap is the best part.
After I'm all full and I can lay down.
Full of?
Food.
That's the best part of Thanksgiving. Don't try to tell me different.
Well, I'm just obviously that's the best part.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were looking for a unique answer.
No,
I could have said turkey.
I wanted the obvious answer. But see, here's the problem. For a lot of people, the food's not going to be quite the same this Thanksgiving. And the reason why is, I don't know if you're familiar with Ozempic, Wegovy, things of that nature. What's the other one that's got a fun name? I don't know. These weight loss drugs that have been recently approved in the last year or so that have been taking off in popularity. A lot of people have lost a lot of weight thanks to these drugs. That's positive. But the negative when it comes to Thanksgiving is these people are not going to be able to enjoy Thanksgiving the same way, because what does Ozempic and drugs of that nature do? It crushes your appetite. It makes you feel full all the time pretty much. And so therefore there's no wear the stretchy pants, unbuckle the belt, and go to town at Thanksgiving, because you can't, because you feel full. So it's no fun at all. Think about what Thanksgiving would be like if you weren't able to eat all that you wanted.
It's different, but it's a part of the journey.
You know
what you can do?
What's that?
Is you take one Thanksgiving off. This year, you just get a little bit of everything, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of turkey, a little bit of mashed potatoes, a little bit of dessert, maybe one roll. And this year, you kind of have a scale back. You still get to taste everything, but it's scale back.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you lose all your weight, next year you come back and you feast.
Yeah.
That's a big reward.
You wean yourself off of the Ozempic, and you're the fittest person at Thanksgiving.
Then you can eat whatever you want.
And you can eat it all. But maybe that's would that be relapsing in a way?
No, not,
You don't think so?
Not for Thanksgiving.
And you just hop right back on the Ozempic as soon as.
Yeah.
It's
not like if you lose weight, you can never enjoy Thanksgiving again.
This isn't like the hair loss drugs that there's shortages of. You can stop and start this, right? I'm assuming.
Oh, probably. I don't know.
Probably. And I'm looking at these people, like this person here that's mentioned, lost nearly 100 pounds already by taking Wegovy. So if you were at the point where you could lose 100 pounds, neither you nor I would be healthy at all if we got anywhere close to losing 100 pounds. But if you were at that point, isn't that a fair trade-off? You lose out on a big holiday, but then maybe, who knows, maybe the food is actually a distraction. And if you are able to focus yourself on other things on Thanksgiving, it might even be more enjoyable somehow.
Could be.
I don't know how. It'd also be weird.
I don't know, spending time with your family.
Yeah.
What the holidays are all about.
They're still all focused on the food.
Giving.
Though. Think about this. This might be the worst part of this all. It's not that you don't get to eat. It's that everyone else eats. You see that, so you're observing. You're like, I wish. And then they all fall asleep, and you're stuck awake because you don't have the tryptophan nap.
But don't you think that you're gonna feel just like they are?
No, because you didn't eat as much.
But for you, that you're full. My roommate can eat way more food than me.
Yeah.
But I've never looked at him. If we did Thanksgiving together, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just down turkey like him, because I would be satisfied with the amount I ate.
I think what I'm seeing here is that it might be hard to just actually get a little portion of everything.
But it won't be hard for you because you're not going to be able to eat more than that. You can't do it.
Yeah, but I'm saying you might not be able to get all the different options that you want. Because
you're saying you can't eat everything.
Yeah.
You're full, buddy.
You might have to make a hard call. Stuffing or cranberry sauce. You can't have both.
Well, you just
can't
need to
stomach
take
it all.
Just a little bit of everything. It's not like you're eating like a bird.
And I imagine if everyone else is napping and you're the one awake because
you're gonna feel just like them.
No, that's not how it works. And then you're stuck with the dishes. Is what I'm picturing.
I eat way less than my dad. But on Thanksgiving, we're both going to take a nap because we're both going to be full. Like, you don't.
I guess
If you're on Ozempic, you're going to enjoy Thanksgiving. You're going to love it. Don't think
it
about
doesn't sound like it.
Just don't think
I'm
about it.
worried about it. I'm
You're going to be
worried.
fine. You're going to get a nap just like everybody else.
I guess it doesn't make you not tired.
The turkey's still working on you, baby.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
I've got a dating trend here, a harmful dating trend. They always say trend. I don't know if that's the right word, as if people are like, oh, I'm going to do this too, and it becomes a fad. I don't think it's that, but a harmful dating phenomenon.
Maybe strategy
that some people may be engaging in. It's called, tell me if you've heard of this, the penny dating method.
Haven't heard of this one.
The penny dating method is, here's the idea, that you start off in a relationship, the man starts putting in maximum effort with a lady. So he's at 100%, 100 pennies. And then a little bit of time passes. He drops it down to 90% of effort he's putting in. But then shortly thereafter, he raises it back up to 95%. Therefore, and this is literally what this says. But I mean, this is like where it all started on TikTok. So you start at 100% as a man, drop it to 90% at some point, and then go back up to 95%. Therefore, tricking the woman into thinking that you're actually putting in more effort into the relationship is what this theory, the penny dating method, posits. I don't like to think that, like, if the woman is wise enough to pick up on the fact that you've increased from 90 to 95%, a 5% increase in effort, why would she not catch on to the 100% to 90% drop in effort?
Don't we just think that's a natural thing, though?
I think a lot of relationships go through this.
Seems pretty natural.
And this theory also seems to present the idea that women are always giving 100% in a relationship. Is that true?
No, this goes both ways, obviously.
The way it's written, the way it's presented here, the way it's presented is that this is the man's thing, that only we would do this.
No, it goes both ways.
I don't like, I just,
in the beginning.
Yeah. Who doesn't put in 100%? If you're not putting in 100% at the beginning of the relationship, then it ends there. But afterwards, of course, it's going to drop off. And then odds are it's going to go back up. I don't know if this is as harmful. Yes, ideally, everybody would always be giving 100% in a relationship, but that's not how life works, right?
In the beginning, you're giving all these massages. You're showing up with flowers.
That's what you do?
Giving them all these compliments.
Mm-hmm.
What a special time it is. What's that called? It's called the honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
Boom! That's what it's called. And then you get a little more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you went from getting in sweatpants.
You went from getting her flowers like once a week to like every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels real special when you do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's usually how it works. I mean, everyone who's in a relationship right now can say to themselves,
mm-hmm.
when we first started dating, I used to do this, this, and this that I haven't done in a long time. So if you are trying to say that you haven't done that, you are lying to yourself.
It's just not sustainable.
Yeah.
To do that.
I can't buy you flowers every time I see you.
Yeah.
For the entire time.
When I see you every
together.
day.
Yeah. In the beginning, maybe I was trying to impress you. Maybe it was a facade. All right.
Maybe I'm not that great.
I don't buy flowers every time I go to the store.
Mm-hmm. Sorry if that's a shock to you. I don't dispute the theory that this exists. I just don't like people theorizing like this is some harmful thing that either men nor women are doing to dupe the other one into staying with them somehow. This is just how relationships work. This is just how it goes. Penny dating method. Ridiculous.
If podcast awards were ever a thing, this show wouldn't win any. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Of course, Thanksgiving. Can you believe we're 2 days away? 2 sleeps.
From Thanksgiving.
Yeah, from Thanksgiving.
Feels so right.
It sure does.
Feels so good.
Now, have you ever experienced this? A lot of people, it's a trope of the holidays that around the Thanksgiving table, people are going to get into arguments. You're going to have family members that butt heads a little bit. You ever had that go on in your family?
I'm sure we have. Thanksgiving can be a stressful time when you think about everybody getting food ready, people being in charge of things, family getting together. Certain members of the family don't get along.
Yeah.
Which is always, if you're not the one, this is the best part about it, though. If you're not the one who gets upset about it, like if you know that like your one brother and your one cousin just do not get along, it can be really funny to watch from afar. Be very entertaining.
It can either be funny or make you very uncomfortable, depending on certain
how
circumstances.
well you deal with conflict. But sometimes it can be pretty good entertainment on Thanksgiving.
That's right. So for some people, it just wouldn't be Thanksgiving without it. But for some people, it makes you very uncomfortable. I have here some advice on what to do if you feel like bad blood is brewing in the family leading up to Thanksgiving, where you might have some conflict, some headbutting. This is from Amy Morin, a psychotherapist who, we've got some routine questions you might be asking if you're going to Thanksgiving with family members that might get into it. Question 1, if you know in advance that there's bad blood between relatives, what can you do? Amy Morin says that the first thing you need to do is hold a conversation with these individuals separately about your expectations of their behavior. Treat them like children, in other words. You talk to them, you say, Uncle Frank, I know that you and Brother Bob.
Oh, that's just going to stir him up more.
I know that you guys disagree. I know that you have different views of global warming or whatever.
What terrible advice.
But let's just not bring that up. But how about we all just have a nice family Thanksgiving? And I'm going to talk to him too. That's what Amy Morin says, psychotherapist.
Well, that's
she went to
just
school for
awful
this. She went to
advice.
school for this.
You're going to go over to Uncle Billy and be like, I know that you don't really mess around with Jessica over there because you guys have political views on different sides.
Yeah.
Let's try not to talk about it. And then he's going to take that in a good way. No chance. If you're the type that likes to argue at Thanksgiving, you think that a confrontational conversation about your behavior is going to be something that you would be open to.
It's not supposed to be confrontational, though. It's supposed to be nice. It's setting expectations.
The person that causes a scene at Thanksgiving is never the type to accept any conversation like that. No way.
But if you present it like, hey, I just want everybody to be happy, and so
if you could just behave.
Yeah. I don't know. What about another question? Can you ever just pick one relative over another?
Only if you side with their views.
Well, what if maybe you don't agree with Jessica's views, but she's not the instigator? So if you just have Jessica there solo, or she melds along with the rest of the family, but you get Frank in the conversation.
Attacking her.
Yeah. And if he doesn't attack Jessica, it's just going to be somebody else because he just wants, some people just love, like, well, I can't believe that in the Senate they're doing this. Like, some people are just like that. They will start a conversation that way, apropos of nothing.
Yeah, that is the worst.
And if
I feel bad for if you're getting attacked, even if I don't agree with you.
If they can't behave,
but if you're bringing it upon yourself and I don't agree with you, then you're just annoying me.
This is the answer. This is a question that comes from that. What if the relative isn't at odds with a particular guest, but just has a combative personality?
You're the worst.
It says, if this is a relative who often starts tiffs, it may be helpful to have a conversation with this person about your expectations.
Oh.
Amy, everything can't be solved with a conversation. Sometimes you just have to either grin and deal with it, or not invite them.
Well, they gotta be there.
Or say no. Think about this. I think most of the people listening, you're not hosting Thanksgiving. You're attending. Take a stand. Just say no. If he's going to be there, start and fight.
That is not how it works.
Yes, you take a stand. You say, I'm not going if he's going to be there because
if
I know
Uncle Joey's going to be there. So now we're just completely alienating Uncle Joey just because he's a big supporter of this side.
It could be like an intervention moment for him.
You guys just need to be more open
Joey,
to it.
We love you, but we're tired of you.
It's what makes Thanksgiving. Is your two family members at odds arguing.
For some families.
Who's going to pull it off this year? Who will win? You got crushed last year.
The problem is...
This is your year to make up for it.
The problem is it's a zero-sum game. Nobody wins.
Not until next year.
Everybody just leaves upset.
So, no, you know who the real winner is?
Who's that?
Everybody who can just watch from afar and see him get all flustered and just enjoy it. Enjoy the chaos.
Oh, hi there.
This worst of the riot.
Crank that up.
Radio U.
I got another relationship trend here for you. This is a positive one. You ready for this? You ever heard of orange peel theory?
I haven't. I love a good theory.
Orange peel theory is the idea that somebody really loves you in a relationship if they would peel your orange for you without you having to ask, doing something small and nice without being, without needing to, without you requesting it. And so obviously it doesn't have to be just peeling an orange, but just those little things that somebody could do to show they care without being prompted. You think this is an accurate way to test love in a relationship?
I think it goes couple to couple. Some people would do this. A lot of people wouldn't. Like if you asked me to hand you an orange, I wouldn't peel it before I handed it to you.
What if I didn't want it peeled?
That's why I wouldn't peel it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what I want with it. But then again, I don't know if you love me.
And I would say too, like some people, if you go through like the love languages, are like acts of service people who would be more likely to do this.
That's some good love language knowledge. Yeah.
Other people are quality time, so maybe how they show love isn't so much by acts, but by spending time with you or words of affirmation.
If they were quality time, they might want to spend the time peeling the orange for you.
That's not what that's acts of service. But they could be words of affirmation where they just say it to you.
Yeah.
Where they're more of the verbal love shower. So I wouldn't say that if you aren't a big acts of service person, that doesn't mean that you don't truly love somebody or care about somebody.
So you can't boil it all down to the orange peel theory.
Because not everybody shows love the same way.
Yeah, but again, I think the orange peel is just an example. There's still no matter what your love language is, right? There should be little things that you kind of just do because it's a favor for the other person. It helps them out. One of the reasons this came up is because there's one going around on TikTok where a gal says that she had offhandedly mentioned she has a difficult time separating egg whites from egg yolks due to her long nails. And so her boyfriend gifted her containers of egg whites that he had separated himself. That's pretty nice.
That's real nice.
Yeah. That's just the little things. That's what you got to do. That shows you care. It could also be a way to manipulate a person is by doing those little things, but only to get what you want. So keep that in mind as well. Trying to think what the orange peels would be for me in my life.
Like, can you give me a water from the fridge? Does that count?
No, I don't think that. What, if you asked me to get you a water, I would get you a water?
Like if we were both sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
We're both watching a movie.
Yeah.
And I said, can you get me a water from the fridge? Would you go do it?
Yeah,
or would you say, or actually ask yourself this.
Yeah.
If you asked your wife, you're both sitting next to her on the couch.
Yeah.
And you say, can you go get me a water? Do you have a wife that would say, yes, I will get it for you? Or do you have a wife that would say, get your big butt off the couch and why when you walk 10 feet from you to the fridge?
Yeah.
And that's not wrong. I'm not saying one or the other is wrong.
That doesn't make or break.
Yeah, I'm not saying that she has to go get that for you, and I'm not saying that her saying that you should go get it is wrong either.
If she goes and gets it, she might still hate you.
Exactly. But she might pass the orange peel theory in parentheses, but her saying, get your big butt off the couch and go get it, doesn't mean that she don't love you.
That's right. Well, we've called this whole
thing. What do you have?
Whole thing into question.
Would Angela go get you a water?
Yeah, but she might give me a little attitude.
Wasn't that a great riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.